first of all, gentlemen, I guess my main thing is, so I loved The Boys.
Thank you.
I loved Good Boys.
Have you watched?
Have you seen Our Boys?
No.
Oh, you
we
got
are
to
not
finish the
producers
trilogy.
on it, but it's an HBO miniseries, I think, and I've heard it also has the word boys in it, so it must be worth watching in some capacity, I guess.
I didn't think to do that. I was going to ask you, what's the next thing you guys are producing that
With
has
boys in it?
Just
Yeah.
Boy.
Just Boy. About a Boys. We're rebooting About a Boy.
Musical version of About a Boy.
Yeah, no, we've done all the boys things we ever should have. The fact they both materialized at the same time is truly miraculous, considering how long both these things have been gestating.
It's been
weird.
confusing at the company.
Oh yeah, it's confusing for us.
People will think there's a meaning for one thing and it's for the other.
We don't like it.
At least they're in different formats. At least they're not both movies.
If they're both
or
movies,
TV.
it'd be really fucked up. Yeah.
Completely. Listen, I've been very impressed with you guys as producers. You really have made stuff that I genuinely love. What is the secret to being good producers? Because you guys, especially for Good Boys.
I think hiring people that you can rely on and that ultimately understand, your sensibilities and themselves have strong creative sensibilities is very important.
Yeah, and also, not all the time, but a lot of the time, and Good Boys is one of the examples, you find someone who should have had this opportunity earlier in life and is just ready for it.
Yeah.
Like the directors of this movie were just ready to direct a movie. They've been ready for a while. And it's nice, teaming up with someone who's about to have, a moment where they go from one place to another.
Yeah.
You ride, a good energy.
And I think making things that we genuinely would watch is very important as well. We were, The Boys, we were huge fans of the comic. We read it from the first issue it came out, so it was an easy thing to understand how to bring to life. And this movie, I've known Lee and Gene for a really long time, and it had a lot of similar themes to work we'd done, but also felt like it was exploring a whole new area and a new age and new kind of emotional stresses that were kind of, not or what we had done before, but felt like we could elevate it still. I think it becomes pretty clear, we could help make that better,
Are you fully prepared for the phone calls you're going to get from the three kids in this movie in about 4 to 5 years when they say, "I cannot believe you asked me to do that"?
I'm sure. Have they seen it? I'm sure they've actually watched it by now. Yeah, they know. Think about when you were 12. I think people you listen to them talk amongst themselves for 5
And
minutes.
it gets crazier than the movie.
It gets crazier than you would ever want.
The movie, they're a little exaggerated how innocent they are, I think, to real life.
Yeah, honestly, I think they know much more than they do in the movie.
These kids have the internet.
They have the internet.
We didn't have the
on
internet
their
like they
phones,
have.
in their pockets. Just think about that. It's crazy.
Yeah. Is there anything that the studio said no to with this film?
No.
So what was there anything? I'm always fascinated about deleted scenes and what didn't make the final cut. Was there anything in the script or in pre-production that ended up not happening, or anything you removed and for whatever reason?
There was a pretty big element in the original version where the kids were a singing group, they all sang together, and there was a few musical sequences, and that was one of the bigger debates we had making the film. Is just does that make sense? Does it not? And in the end,
We made it that only Thor is into singing, and that's what kind of alienates him.
but we
from the
did
rest
shoot
of the-
a giant musical sequence of the kids singing in a mall.
Yeah, there was a point where, in order to try to get money, they busk in the mall basically by singing, and it didn't quite make sense just for the characters, but took a long time to shoot and was very expensive.
I see something on the Blu-ray.
Yes, exactly.
So as I said at the beginning of this thing, I absolutely loved the first season of The Boys, and I know you guys are currently filming the second season.
Yeah.
First of all, congrats on getting a second season before the first season even came out.
Yeah, that shows how expensive the show is.
Yeah, our whole thing was if they spend enough money, they just have to.
They have to keep going. Yeah, they're just we can't stop. We look stupid at this point. Yeah. But if Amazon has money, don't worry about
Jeff
that.
has a
Yeah,
dollar
they're
or two.
fine.
He's okay. Actually, I'm a huge fan of Jeff. He saved The Expanse.
There you go.
I really want to see that.
Can't knock them
It's
altogether.
a fantastic show, but
Yeah.
but being serious, what can you tease people about the second season? And with the success of the first season, they put out a press release saying how popular it is. Are you already thinking, wow, maybe we're going to go even bigger in the third?
Yes. They already have more resources for the second season, and they are adding more characters, and the scope of the show organically grows as the show continues. And we just watched actually the first episode of the second season this week, and it was a wonderful thing as producers. We were like, this is way better than I ever could have hoped it was going to be.
And it's definitely better than the first season.
Yeah,
like immediately it just like looks a bit better, feels bigger. The actors all know what they're doing. It was exciting. And I think with a show like The Boys, especially where the tone is so unique, like for the actors to be able to watch the show and to see like, oh, that's what it is. It allows them to come back with just like completely locked into it,